Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm David Wallbridge, Associate Director at Harrison Clarke. Today we're going to unpack a critical part of the development process that often doesn't get the spotlight it deserves during site acquisition: technical due diligence. If you're involved in land buying, planning or development, understanding the technical risks of a site before you commit is absolutely essential. So in this video, we're going to look at what TDD actually involves at this early stage, why it matters, what to look out for and how to get it right. So what do we mean by technical due diligence when we're talking about site acquisition? Well, in simple terms, it's a deep dive assessment of a site's physical, environmental and regulatory characteristics before you complete the purchase or go too far into planning. It's about maximising your understanding of what you're really getting and what constraints, risks or hidden costs might be waiting down the line. Think of it as a developer's insurance policy. It doesn't eliminate all risks, but it massively reduces the chances of nasty surprises, like finding out your shovel-ready site has contamination issues or access problems or no viable utilities connection. When you're acquiring a site for new development, whether that's residential, commercial or mixed use, you're making a decision based on potential. And let's be honest, that potential is often sold with glossy visuals and plenty of optimism, but without proper due diligence, you're essentially buying blind. I've seen cases where developers didn't realise the site had major underground easements for unidentified gas main pipes, requiring replanning of the layout, increased costs to provide new capping details over the pipe, and significant delays. Another developer purchased a site known to have contamination and planned for the remediation, but failed to appreciate the tidal nature of the water table and the local aquifers. Decontamination took another 3 months to complete, resulting in a higher cleanup in construction costs. I've also been involved in developments at a later stage where the failure to undertake proper TDD failed to fully investigate the drainage potential for around 150 new homes, resulting in protracted discussions regarding potential routes over neighbouring land to avoid having to spend over £1 million on laying a new drain under an already famously busy main road. These are the kind of issues that TDD is designed to catch early, flagging potential risks. It's not just about whether you can build it, but whether you can build what you want within budget and on time. So, what does this process actually look like? At Harrison Clarke, when we're brought in for a site acquisition TDD, we're looking at a wide range of factors that can affect development viability. Let me break down the key areas. Site conditions and ground risk. This involves reviewing existing surveys if available or commissioning new ones like Phase 1 environmental assessments, flood risk assessments or ground investigations. Is the site contaminated? What's the soil profile like? Is there any history of mining? These are things that impact foundation and design costs. Also, is there any risk of any known architectural issues on site? Access and infrastructure. Can you actually get to the site legally and safely? Is there an adopted highway? What about transport links, footpaths, rights of way, ransom strips? It's amazing how many of these deals fail over access. Utilities and services. We check for existing services, capacities and the availability for connections of electricity, gas, water, telecoms, foul and surface water drainage. Upgrades or diversions can be a major hidden cost. Planning constraints and designations. Is the site within a flood zone? Is it a protected greenfield or in a conservation area? Are there any types of tree preservation orders or archaeological sensitivities? All of these shape what can and cannot be done and may impose significant delays in being able to start any building works on site. Legal and title issues. Working with your legal team, we help review boundaries, easements, covenants and third-party rights. If someone else has rights across your site, or worse, blocks part of it, you need to know and have advice on what viable options you have to move forward. Topography and buildability. Is the site sloped? Are there retaining walls, embankments or watercourses? How easy is it to actually construct on this land? A site might look straightforward on paper but be full of engineering challenges in reality. Existing structures or demolition. If there are any existing buildings, we'll assess them for their structural condition, hazardous materials and demolition complexity. That can impact costs and programming, as it's common to find that certain types of structures cannot be demolished during certain nesting or migration periods. Sustainability and net zero considerations. Increasingly, clients are looking for sites that can support low carbon developments. We'll consider the orientation, infrastructure potential, and importantly, under recent changes to planning requirements, biodiversity net gain requirements, and potential sulfate and nitrate issues. A really common question is, when should we actually do the technical due diligence? The answer is as early as possible. Ideally, you should be doing an initial TDD before you exchange contracts, even if it's on a conditional basis. At the very least, have a solid technical review during the exclusivity or head of terms stage. The earlier you identify risks, the more time you have to renegotiate terms, adjust your design, or walk away if necessary. So, how do you get TDD done right? First, get the right people involved. You want someone who can coordinate a multidisciplinary team who understands the development, not just building surveyors, but planners, engineers, environmental consultants and legal advisors, all feeding into one joined up picture. Second, be realistic. TDD isn't just about giving you the green light or red light, it's about giving you the data to make informed decisions. And finally, budget for it. Yes, it's a cost up front, but compared to the risk of spending hundreds of thousands or millions on a site you can't use properly, it's money well spent. So, just to recap, technical due diligence in site acquisition is all about risk management. It helps you identify issues early, plan smarter, negotiate better, and build with confidence. Whether you're a seasoned developer or this is your first site purchase, don't skip this step. It can make or break the success of your project. As always, if you need any help or advice on this or any other topic, please feel free to ring our friendly team on 02381 550051, and I'll see you in my next video.